Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Lilianti from English Education Class B 2019. I am semester 5, and then my supporting lecturer is Adi Isma SPD MPD. Okay, in this video I will explain about English for specific purposes. There are 6 main topics about ESP. First is the origin of ESP, 2. The development of ESP, 3. Language description, 4. Theories of learning, 5. Needs analysis, and the last is approach to course design. Okay, the first is the origins of ESP. Unlike most developments of human activity, ESP is not a planned and coherent movement, but a phenomenon that grew out of a number of converging trends. This trend has operated in various ways around the world, but we can identify 3 main reasons that are common to all ESP. There are 3 points about the origin of ESP. The first is Chorage's new word domains. Second, a revolution in linguistics. 3. Focus on student-learner behavior. Okay, 2. Development of ESP. Robert Barnes, since the early 1960s, ESP has gone through 3 major phases of development. Now in page 4, with phase 5 starting to emerge. ESP has been developing at different speeds in different countries, and examples of all exciting explanations can be found operation somewhere in the world today. Swallows 1985 actually uses ESP developments to illustrate ESP development in general. There are 5 important points about development of ESP. The first, spatial language concept, register analysis. B. Beyond the sentence, rhetorical or discourse analysis. C. Target situation analysis. D. Skills and strategy. And the last is a learning-centered approach. The third is language description. In language description, there are 6 points about it. The first is classical and traditional grammar. Second, linguistic structure from Bloomfield. C. Transformational generative grammar or TG. D. Language variation and register analysis. 5. Functional or notional grammar. And the last is discourse analysis or rhetoric. 4. Theories of learning. There are 6 points about theories of learning. The first is behavior, learning as habit formation. B. Mental monist, thinking as an activity governed by rules. C. Cognitive code, learners as thinking. D. Affective factors, learners as emotional beings. 5. Learning and acquisition from Stephen Krashen, 1981. And the last is models for learning. The first is behavior, learning as habit formation. The first coherent learning theory is a behavioral theory based on the work of Pavlov in the Soviet Union and Skinner in the United States of America. This simple but powerful theory says that learning is a mechanical process of habit formation and results through reinforcement of the stimulus-response sequence. Next, mental monies, thinking as an activity governed by rules. Chomsky, 1964, concludes that thinking must be governed by rules. Rules that are finite and small enough allow the mind to deal with a potentially infinite range of experience that may occur. Unestablished thinking as behavior governed by rules, it is a short step. Cognitive code, learners as thinking. Learning is a process in which the learner actively tries to understand the data, and learning can be said to have occurred when the learner succeeded in imposing some kind of meaningful interpretation or patterns on the data. Effective factors, learners as emotional beings. The relationship between the learned and emotional aspects of learning is therefore one of the most important for the success or otherwise of this language learning experience, which brings use the material that is more and more the most important element in ESP motivational developments. Learning and acquisition, Stephen Krashen, 1981. Learning is seen as a conscious process, while acquisition takes place unconsciously. This reflects the view that for language learning both processes tend to play a useful part, and language in particular will try to exploit both. Models for learning. There is no limit to the number of possible links. The more links a place already has, the more chance it will be interesting. 5. Needs analysis. What distinguishes ESP from general English is the needs and awareness of needs. In short, it is not the nature of the needs that distinguishes ESP from general courses, but awareness of the need. From the ESP approach to course design, it will be a needs analysis, because it is awareness of the target situation of the needs that can be determined to communicate in English that distinguishes ESP learners from English learners. What is meant by general target needs? The first, needs. What the learner knows in order to function effectively in the target situation. 2. Weaknesses. Apart from identifying needs, we also need to know what the student already know, so that we can then decide which needs other students don't have. 3. Desirous. Learners have a clear idea of the needs of the target situation. Learner needs. To date, we have considered the needs only in the needs of the target situation using the analogy of the ESP course as a journey. To understand what learning needs are, we need to first analyze the needs of the target situation. Analyze learning needs. To analyze the needs of an existing learner, we can use a checklist similar to that used for situation analysis goals. The first, why students take course. 2. How learner learn. 3. What resources are available. 4. Who is the learner. 5. Where the ESP course will take place. And the last, when will the ESP course take place? 6. Approach to course design. Course design is the process by which the raw data about a learning need is interpreted in order to produce an integrated series of teaching learning experience, whose ultimate aim is to lead the learners to a particular stage of knowledge. Language-centered approach. It is the simplest and more familiar kind to English teacher. It is particularly common in ESP. It aims to draw as direct a connection as possible between the analysis of the target situation and the content of the ESP course. Next, a language-centered approach says this the nature of the target situation performance determines the ESP course. Skill-centered approach. This approach to help learners for developing skills and strategies which continue after the ESP course by making learners better processors of information. Learning-centered approach. This approach is based on the principle that learning is totally determined by the learner. As teachers, we can influence what we teach, but what learners learn is determined by the learners alone. Okay, the conclusion about the material. English for specific purposes is a science that studies the needs what we want to achieve relative to English and other needs. The use of ESP is very important in the study of English. ESP learning can help students to be able to master English in their respective parts, and also ESP development is currently running to a better stage. Some study requires students to take language course. The main is to equip students with the level of proficiency in English that will be used where the language will be needed.